Thank you very much, Mary. Stuart, I'm delighted to be with you at ATL's annual conference. Mary mentioned my previous life as a trade union activist. It's the 30th anniversary of me coming to Bournemouth for my very first conference as a delegate, so I know what it's like, particularly as I understand you sit from 9 in the morning till 6:15 every evening. There is a working time directive, you know, that is there to help you. I was just reflecting. I had a lot of fun being a union delegate, not so much fun when I became General Secretary, but a lot of fun as a delegate. And we used to record all those strange phrases that people used at the rostrum when they got carried away with a particular issue. And this is absolutely true that I remember three of them in particular. There was a guy who was talking about an increase in subs and a formula for membership subscriptions. And he said, if you carry this, it will desiccate our union, which... We were the Union of Communication Workers, not the Union of Coconut Workers. There was someone who said, in a very heated debate, that to carry this proposition would be catamount to surrender. We were also where catamount came from. But my favourite, and this is absolutely true, was my colleague, Ernie Dudley, who was a fellow officer, who was talking in that passionate way that you do at conferences against a proposition for postal officers' pay. And he said, if you carry this proposition, you'll put the union in a catch-69 situation. And needless to say, they carried the proposition. They quite liked the idea. So it's really good. It's really good fun to be back here with delegates to a union that I very much respect. I was a postman, not a teacher, but I had then, and I have now, a huge respect for your profession. Teachers link our past with our future. They equip all of us for the sometimes perilous journey between what we are and what we want to be. So for a government committed to social justice, education was bound to be a priority. 10 years on, with due recognition that not all is perfect, I hope we can commemorate the fact that thanks to you, we've delivered more than we promised. The only education commitment in our 1997 pledge card was to cut class sizes for 5-, 6- and 7-year-olds to fewer than 30. A decade later, education spending has more than doubled from £30 billion a year to £64 billion, and the budget set out a further increase of £11 billion over the next 3 years. Capital funding has increased eightfold. Every secondary school in the country and half of all primaries are being rebuilt or refurbished. Classrooms are full of the new books, computers, technology and equipment that they need. There are 36,000 more teachers and 150,000 more support staff. And this combination of overdue investment with excellent teaching is producing improved results at every key stage in every part of the country. Almost 100,000 extra children now leave primary school with proper literacy skills every year. Incredibly, the first significant improvement in primary school results since the Second World War. 85,000 more pupils are achieving 5 good GCSEs. A-level attainment is at record levels, 75,000 more pupils stay on after the age of 16. There are now 400,000 more people at university than in 1997, and further education is now getting the recognition it so richly deserves, together with a 48% increase in funding. Nobody who recalls the era of overcrowded classes sharing tatty textbooks in crumbling classrooms taught by demoralised, undervalued teachers can deny the transformation. Low attainment was particularly entrenched in London. In 1997, barely a third of London pupils achieved 5 good GCSEs, which is why we engaged in a determined effort to defeat educational failure in the capital. Through London Challenge, school leadership teams have been strengthened, more teachers recruited, and the most deprived schools and boroughs have been specifically targeted. Today, more than half of London's pupils get 5 good GCSEs. London schools have outperformed the rest of the country for the 3rd year running, and improvements have been seen in every single London borough. This didn't happen by accident, and we must now build on this success by extending the project in London and beyond. Following our CSR settlement, I can announce that first, we will continue London Challenge for at least a further 3 years. Second, that we will identify 2 other cities afflicted with the same problems that once blighted the capital and develop similar schemes to resolve them. Now, I recognise, Stuart, that by rejecting the government complacency of the past and mounting a concerted effort to lift educational attainment, we've made life more difficult for everyone involved in education, including, incidentally, ourselves. The soft option for government and unions is to indulge in a constant state of conflict, each of us playing to our own particular galleries, neither side recognising the concerns of the other. Social partnership is the difficult but responsible option, ensuring that we work together, resolving our problems in an atmosphere of trust and mutual respect. I pay tribute to the ATL for your intelligent and constructive approach. I know how hard it's been for you to make this work, but work it does. Mary and her colleagues ensure that classroom realities are to the forefront in all of our policy deliberations, and we understand much better the realities of school life through listening to and learning from the expertise which ATL bring to the partnership. So I thank you for that, and I really think it's something that should be replicated in many other spheres of employment relations in our country. Now, we are striving together to find practical classroom-based solutions to 2 particularly difficult problems that we face. The first is how to further close the social class gap, breaking that pernicious link between someone's social background and their academic achievements at school. Attainment in schools in deprived areas has improved to a greater extent than those in more prosperous locations, but children on free school meals remain half as likely to achieve 5 good GCSEs. Children in care, only half a percent of the child population, but in adulthood, 27% of the prison population. These are particular problems. Also, we know about the problems we have with working class boys. These difficulties are going to become more pronounced because of the second challenge, which is the onward march of globalisation. Rapid growth in Asia, combined with the advance of technology, means that unskilled jobs are rapidly being eradicated. So the old options are fast disappearing. One teacher in my patch in Yorkshire and Humber put it like this. He said that in the past, a working class boy without qualifications would leave school facing clear alternatives. Turn left and he would be working in the coal mine. Turn right, he would be working in the steelworks. Go straight ahead and he could go out to sea. These choices don't exist today. As Lord Leach pointed out, by 2020, the number of